Today we're going to talk about how communication affects all of us and what is affected by it. Usually the three things that are affected are culture, ethnicity, and gender. These things affect us in communication and usually keep us from saying what we actually want to say or us trying to figure out a way to say it properly. We'll start off with culture. In some cultures, it's okay to handshake, it's okay to touch, it's okay to hug and kiss on the cheek. However, you also have cultures that do not like this or do not like any contact whatsoever. For example, also the Chinese prefer more of a bow than a handshake. Another thing that's also in communication and that combines with culture is Indian culture. In the Indian culture, when you're communicating, you usually need to nod your head, move it around. It's not really a consistent movement, but as long as your head is moving, the listener or the communicator understands that you're understanding or that you're sending a message. Next, we talk about ethnicity. Usually with ethnicity, especially in these times, we want to be politically correct about everything that we do or say. We want to make sure that it's to the right people, make sure that it doesn't offend anyone in the process. In this case, when we are talking about a specific group in the workplace, at school, wherever we are, we want to make sure that we are communicating to the right group and making sure that we're putting the correct name on them. We don't want to offend anybody by saying that they belong to this certain group when they actually don't, based off their ethnicity. Next, we have gender. When it comes to gender, brains are programmed differently between male and female. Women tend to more process things out loud. They want to say what they're thinking. They want to give the details of what they're thinking. While men, on the other hand, they want to make sure that they do not speak until they usually have the answer to the end. Therefore, this creates a bit of a problem because when women and men are talking, the woman is describing, giving a process, while the man is usually more quiet and waiting until he has a full answer to follow through with his communication. Now, all these things are very good to know. They do not affect the entire landscape, for example. They don't affect every single culture. They don't affect every ethnicity and every gender. Therefore, these are all things to just keep in mind in the workplace or at school to make sure how we can better affect our communication. However, we want to make sure that these things do not become a barrier through our communication of different people. And if we just keep that in mind, we can have a much more streamlined communication and we can better our communication within each other. Thank you.